Yo, yo. It's your boy Corey, man. We back in here. I got my hair braided earlier today. Um, I didn't even know what I was gonna do, man. I woke up at like 10 o'clock. I wasn't. I had no. There was no way I was gonna get my hair braided. It was like the woman she had canceled on me. I went to go eat breakfast. Came back. I was about to go to sleep and like a type of rage quit type of I hate my life type stuff. And I looked at my phone. She was like, "Hey, I just got to the house. You want to come over?" I was like, "Oh, that's what's up, man." So I went to her house at like 12:30. Got my hair braided, man. Uh, let me see. Let me see. It hurt, man. My hair was hurting. One second, y'all. Yeah, she gave me the six cornrows to the back, and that was hard, man. I'm gonna charge that up. Maybe we could get on that later. Um, I actually don't have to stream today. I got like 2,000 views from a video I uploaded. YouTube Shorts. Them YouTube Shorts is doing the views, man. They doing the views. I wanted to watch this video up front though. We got what to watch before Power Rangers. Let's get right into it. After we do that, I want to check out We Tried Every Oreo. But I want to get into this first. Okay. God, I'm loving these.
I'm an Avenger. Everywhere I
What
go,
you call
people
them?
ask me the same thing. Can you take a
I'm
picture with
loving
my dog?
these
I literally saved the
reactions where
world.
we do
Choo choo.
to the
How is that,
food,
please?
and they're really doing views. So I gotta say that's beautiful. Oh, this video is 13 plus. I'm pretty sure most of y'all are 13 plus. We're about to be 13.
YouTube, Awesome Writer here. Power
That's
Rangers is
just the
coming up on a
audience.
hiatus now that Cosmic Fury is over. We don't know when the series is returning, and I often see people wondering well, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna watch? First of all, has anyone watched any other shows? There's tons of shows to watch. The point of this video is to recommend things that are similar to Power Rangers that you may be able to enjoy, and things you can watch to fill that void while we wait for the series to return in some form. So obviously right off the bat, the most obvious one is Sentai. If you haven't watched Sentai somehow now, that's a great one to check out. Obviously there's going to be some differences, even for me there's things I get from PR that I don't get from Sentai and vice versa, but it's more Ranger related content, and there's tons of content to enjoy. There's over 45 years of content to enjoy, and they have Sentai DVDs of a great handful of series from Shout Factory. King Odra, the recent series, has been great. The one before that, Dawn Brothers, as well, has been great. So I would definitely recommend
I
checking
hope
that
none
out.
of this
Some
stuff is
people will
in
always ask me for
Japanese.
specific recommendations, which I can give, but I'm going to say more so for this, just in my opinion, I would just look at the series, look at the suits, look at a general synopsis, see what looks good to you, and then try that out. Because what I really like and recommend, you might not like, and something that I don't like, you might actually end up loving, because it's very subjective, and there's a ton of variety and stuff to enjoy.
I
And
think I looked
also,
up Sentai and a
you
bunch
don't
of
really have
stuff
to worry about
popped up.
chronological order. Outside of some anniversary series like Go Kaiger or Zen Kaiger, there
I
really
checked
isn't
out
a
Go
shared
Kaiser. It was
continuity
nice,
that's
but it was in
concrete, so you can
Japanese.
jump around. You could go watch Jetman and
I
then
had to
watch
read the
Bokenger and then
subtitles.
watch, like,
All
King
right,
Oger
let's get
now.
back to
So
the original
obviously Sentai, great
video.
choice.
I like
And
them on
then
all
right
the
next to that
platforms,
is its sister series,
like what I
Kamen
like
Rider.
to do
Probably
up
familiar with
front.
Kamen Rider if you're in this community, maybe from Master Rider from when you were younger like me. Kamen Rider, again, another series with a ton of series to watch. From all the different eras, Showa, Heisei. There's stuff on Amazon. Shin Kamen Rider is on Amazon right now. There's some Blu-rays of Rider, the Black and Black RX series. I think Black RX hasn't come out yet, but those are happening right now. Kuga, Zero One, and Ryuki are all out. Those are all, I think, three great series for potential first ones. Again, same advice for Rider. I would say just look at the series, see if it'll interest you, check it out. If it doesn't, move on to another one because it's going to be subjective. But for example, even Zero One, I don't care for that so much, but I think it's a pretty good, solid first series. I don't think it's a bad series by any means. those 3 Blu-rays are a pretty good collection of like different tones and stuff. And so yeah, Rider, another great alternative. You know, obviously there's all kinds of other toku. I don't usually get into a ton of it, so I can't really speak to much. I mean, obviously I can tell you that there's Ultraman stuff out there. I know there's quite a bit of Ultraman DVDs and a lot of stuff, and that's going to be a little bit different, but obviously it's still toku. Stuff like Garo, I know from more mature toku. I did watch the first couple seasons way back when, and I thought it was okay, but a lot of people like that, and that's another one. And there's other stuff. I can't really recommend any other stuff, but you can just look into other toku if you just want other stuff like that. But that's what I could recommend as far as that goes. Something else I just remembered that could be fun to watch is Tokusatsu Gagaga, which is kind of a like little mini series following this girl that's like basically a secret toku fan. Like, it's really relatable if you're a Power Rangers fan or a toku fan that's kind of ashamed of it or worried about people finding out because of the reaction, and you're kind of secretly obsessing about it and stuff like that. It's really fun and relatable. I think it's probably a little more fun if you've seen a little bit Sentai, so if you are watching this and haven't gotten into Sentai yet, maybe watch a couple Sentai seasons before it. But I think you're still going to be able to relate to a lot of it, like her trying to hide her excitement of finding out about who the Sixth Ranger is while she's out with friends or at karaoke or whatever, or wanting to sing Sentai opening themes at karaoke. And most of it, even if you haven't watched Sentai, even if you're quasi-familiar with the community and being a Power Rangers Toku fan, it's a really fun watch for that. But especially if you've seen Sentai, if you've only watched Power Rangers, there's gonna be a couple things that you might not pick up on. Like, they have a joke about when she's mad at somebody, she says, "I hope your show is preempted by golf for 2 weeks," because Sentai and Rider will often get preempted by stuff like golf. But that is definitely a fun watch, and it's like a small commitment, and it's really like just, I don't know, it's like a heartwarming series as someone who's followed those franchises to see something so relatable. Not to mention the suits they have for like the in-series Sentai are really cool. And then obviously as far as Ranger-related content, there's the comic books. If you happen to like comic books or are interested in getting into them, the comic books, in my opinion, are amazing. You know, they really dig into the lore aspect and the story aspect of Power Rangers and the characters in a deep way the show never has. You know, I know it can be a bit confusing and overwhelming for some people. I did recently make a video, which I'll link here a couple times, going over the reading order for, like, you know, so you can start out and get it in order and make sense of it all. But there also is some standalone graphic novels, like the Time Force one or the Soul of the Dragon one-shot, or especially the MMPR TMNT crossover, that you can just read standalone and you don't have to commit to reading tons of issues or big hardcovers. But that's going to be a great way to continue watching or, you know, enjoying Power Rangers during the hiatus, because not only is there a ton of content to read if you want to go back, but the series is still ongoing for at least another year, because they just started an anniversary event which goes for, they said, 13 months or something like that, basically a year. So, you know, if you catch up or are close to catching up, not only do you have backlog content, but you're going to have new content as well. Speaking of comics, if you want something sort of Toku-esque related, I recommend checking out Radiant Black, which is by Kyle Higgins, who did the Shattered Grid arc and was like the architect at the very beginning of a lot of the Power Rangers comics. You know, it took me a while to get into this. I recently finally got into it, and it's really cool. It's very much Toku-inspired, like a bit of a mix of like Toku feeling with a little bit of classic superhero feeling and something new, a little bit of Invincible vibes just from the style. Like, it's not as bloody or anything like that, but I don't know why, but it's really quite good. I was like reading them like issue by issue, and then I picked up all the different not hardcovers, but you know what I mean, compendiums. So I haven't continued catching up yet, but that's a really good series that I think hits a lot of those buttons, and you know, it's inspired by someone that likes that, so I think that's a really cool series to check out as well. I obviously know, just thinking off the top of my head now, that there's stuff like there's the Gridman animated series on Netflix. There's also, I believe, an Ultraman series on there. Is it animated? Yeah, stuff like that. Also, like in a quasi-related manner, there is Voltron, Legendary Defender, which, you know, obviously is different, but, you know, 5 heroes in colorful costumes, piloting colorful robots. I thought that series was really great. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty great, and it hits a lot of the buttons of similar things I like, and there's lots of stuff to enjoy there. And then obviously, you know, there's tons of Power Rangers to rewatch as well. You know, we have 30 seasons of content, like hundreds of episodes. We've got 3 movies and a bunch of random clip show Halloween specials and Christmas specials and stuff like that. I don't know why I listed those. I was just trying to think of everything you had. But, you know, there's a ton of stuff to revisit and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's going to suck having a bit of a drought in terms of new content, but I think there's a lot to enjoy. I think in particular stuff like the comics or just going back and revisiting favorite seasons could be great to keep that Power Rangers spirit up.
It's my favorite
but also,
movie.
maybe if you haven't checked it out or haven't checked it out in a while, it's an opportunity to broaden some horizons and check out Sentai and check out Rider and stuff like that. I remember back in the day when we thought PR was ending during that small window between Power Rangers Remastered and, you know, when Samurai happened, that's when a lot of people got into Sentai. Like, it's kind of like when you know like when a generation was born, when they say like, oh yeah, like there was like a blackout or something, so all these babies were born during this time. It's like during this time, like a lot of new Sentai fans were born, like because they started with Shinkenger, because they're like, oh, no more Power Rangers, I guess I'll watch Shinkenger. So like I still see a lot of people that were like, Shinkenger was my first Sentai. So I wonder if like we'll see King Oger and maybe whatever next year's Sentai is be a lot of people's first Sentai because of this hiatus, and maybe even next year's. But it's a good time to do that, to broaden your horizons and get into it. I just warn you of the dangers of turning into a Sentai purist. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. But anyways, guys, that's about it for this one. If you have any recommendations for anybody for what to check out during the Power Rangers hiatus that could be a related interest, put them in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.